Welcome, everybody, to the second season of the Airlock Podcast, episode 14, where once again, it's always, to this day, if it ain't a Legion stream without technical difficulties, and now my screens will not switch, of course, because, there it goes. Perfect. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Airlock. Yes, I can talk. What a great way to start the second season. Let's start this again. Welcome, everybody, to the Airlock Podcast, episode number 14. It has been a while since we've been live. So yeah, it's been a day and an age and a time. Sorry it took so long to finally get back on the air, but a lot of stuff has happened. A lot of things have been going on, so it is what it is. But anyway, welcome everybody. Today, let's see, we have a few things to talk about before we get into the show. First thing, we have two new squadrons to the Emperor's Hammer has just reactivated. Welcome back to Sigma and Gamma squadrons aboard the ISD-2 Warrior. Welcome back. Looking forward to seeing how they perform in the days to come. We were sad when they had to be deactivated a while ago. So happy to actually see them back. I promise to get their patches updated on the channel where you can see on the side when I actually have their patches. I know one of them just did. I will get to it when I get contact the commander. Also, a congratulations and welcome. I don't know if it's a welcome back to Raven Squadron aboard the ISD-2 Challenge, our newest infiltrator squadron. Led by General Stryker, who has moved from Firebird over to Raven with a few pilots. I don't have the full list, I apologize. And I know their XO is now Lieutenant Commander Atashi Rain. Congratulations and hope for the best for Raven Squadron. Again, I will get their patches when their patches are actually made. We're still in the process of getting those things made. So, yep. But to the main topic this week, the biggest, actually not this week, for the past few weeks, the biggest announcement that everyone, and I mean literally everyone, has been waiting for. The IU, or the Imperial University, has finally got a new training officer. We have currently today with us Rear Admiral Sylas Pitt from Thunder Squadron. Sylas, if you're there, you can come on in. Hey, how's it going?
I'm alright.
So,
how are you doing?
It's been a day. Like I said, wouldn't be a Legion stream without, technical difficulties. You know me. So yeah, it's very, very good that we now finally have a training officer. Don't know what happened to Mont. Like, did you hear anything about that?
Not really. No. Not my prerogative, to be honest with you. So whatever happened, and I'm just focused on getting things off the ground and getting things better. Fixing what needs to be fixed and getting the Imperial University up and running to its full potential.
Alrighty. Well, alright, so got a lot to talk about here. So first and foremost, you had an amazing journey from sub-lieutenant now all the way over to Rear Admiral. In how long? How short of a time has that been?
I joined the Emperor's Hammer TIE Corps in May of last year, in 2021.
So in just over a year, already a Rear Admiral.
Yeah.
Like a boss. Like an actual boss. So yeah, like, tell us that whole journey that you had. You started off in Firebird, correct?
I did. I started off in Firebird, and the only reason I found the Emperor's Hammer was because I started working. Sorry, I started playing Star Wars Squadrons, and I realized that I was getting my teeth kicked in too often times. And I figured like maybe if I find a clan or a group to fly with, it'll be better because I enjoy the game. I just like most people, I don't really enjoy losing. So I came across a few groups and they were nice at first, and then out of nowhere they would just tell me like, "Oh, you don't play on PC, so we can't really play with you." And I'm like, "But it's cross-platform." But
Hmm.
they focus more on PC gaming. That didn't really have the space for console players, and unfortunately, my PC isn't that good.
Uh-huh.
So I have to play certain games on the Xbox, or I just can't play them at all. So I found the Emperor's Hammer, I think, through an old Reddit post.
Was it the Wingman
And
Wednesdays or
I
another
honestly
one?
don't know. I
Okay.
don't know. I found the link, I clicked on it, and it just took off since then.
Gotcha. I was gonna say
So
Ranger would have been
yeah.
happy if it was Wingman Wednesdays, but well,
Oh, I bet.
but so you joined and were assigned to Firebird under
Yes.
Stryker at the time.
Yes.
How was
Striker, he
that?
was very, very welcoming. He made sure that I didn't feel pressured to just jump in right ahead or to become involved right away. He gave me my space.
Hmm.
Um, he did encourage the things that I did. Within 3 days of joining, I did 5 Imperial University courses. Um,
Right.
and I think like within that week, I also submitted my first fiction, and I think that got him very excited. Um, and I had my bumps on the road where my activity level dwindled, but he was extremely understanding, and he was very open to the communication, and he helped me feel at home. So yeah.
Okay. So when you took those courses and did that fiction, was that the moment where the nickname the Professor came in? And I'm guessing that was also from Jax, if I remember.
That was mainly from Jax, yeah,
Yeah.
and it actually came in a couple months after that when I think I had like my 10th Imperial University course, more or less. Like I kept churning them out, and Jax is the one who brought that up, and it stuck. It just stuck.
Right. And to this day, it still stays, and even more powerful as it was before. Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was like an epiphany at some point.
It's like this is your future. You will do great things. So, um, so it was around when you became a lieutenant commander. You actually, well, when was it you came to me and heard my like pleas of help for Thunder Squadron? Because you are still currently, but switching over to not be anymore the XO of Thunder Squadron. What was when was it that you heard about the issues about that?
Oh, I really don't even remember how it is that you and I started
Yeah,
talking
yeah, because I don't even
at
remember.
all. No, it just flowed. But I remember you telling me that, you're having a hard time finding any sort of activity in your squad, which makes finding an XO even harder. And I had recently taken SM5, and with everything that, Stryker was going through with the, you know, staying, not staying,
Right,
and all that
right.
stuff, I didn't know what was going to happen in Firebird. So I saw this as an opportunity to shadow someone and learn more about leadership while I'm doing that. So I talked to Stryker about it. He was absolutely okay with it. He practically told me, like, if you don't go, I'm going to be very mad at you.
Yeah, I remember having that talk with Stryker as well. It was nerve wracking because it was like I don't want to make it look like I'm poaching anybody, but God, do I need at the time? It's like God, I needed so much help trying to revitalize Thunder Squadron at the time, and honestly, without your help, we could not have gotten to where we are now. I,
I'm glad to have had a hand in that.
oh yeah, if it wasn't for you, I would have not said in my last MSC report that my crusade, which pretty much the entirety of of the command staff kept hearing from me. It's like my crusade to revitalize Thunder Squadron has now finally been it's over. It is over. Thanks to your help, the whole squadron now is full, lively, with great people. And even then, now you've taught not one but several people how to step up for leadership, which those will be announced shortly, whenever those clerical issues are taken care of.
I love bureaucracy, huh?
Yeah, paperwork is paperwork, but it is what it is. They were told they're fully understanding, and they'll wait. They have patience.
Yeah.
It's like I know they're eager, but it's like I know they're not gonna rush either. But honestly, if it wasn't for your help in stepping up as becoming the squadron executive officer, helping me get the squadron back together, I honestly don't know what would have happened to Thunder, in all honesty. But I remember, what was it that I think, I introduced one of your projects to Turtle. Not gonna say what the project is until it's all cleared up. And Thunder. I keep saying Thunder because the T letter. Turtle absolutely fell in love with it. I believe he contacted you immediately, or almost immediately.
Yeah. Yes, almost immediately.
Yeah, and what was it like? He pretty much stated he wanted you in some sort of position to help out in the IU.
Well, he pretty much told me that he liked the ideas that I pitched for the Imperial University in that project, and he wanted me to become more involved, and he saw that I did have a passion for this. At the moment, we still had the previous training officer, Mont, so our hands were pretty much tied, but he pretty much said, like, if that does open, like, I want you to throw your hat in the ring because, this would be a good project to work on. And even if you didn't get that position, we can make sure you become a TOA, a training officer assistant, to at least become involved because you actually have that passion and you want to do something. And we need that kind of people, working with these things.
Right.
So when he told me that, I'm like, okay, so this is something I really got to start fleshing out now, because if that does happen, I want to be ready.
And I believe, I don't remember the exact day when Grand Admiral Rapier made the announcement when the opening happened. All I know is the moment I saw it at work, I immediately messaged you. I believe your exact words were running through everything to find an open community to submit your application, was it not?
Basically, what happened was that I was at work, and as soon as I got the message saying that the training officer position is available, I immediately excused myself from the cashier counter and damn near knocked over a gondola on my way to the employee bathroom, just so I could sit there and read the email with all the details for the application process. So yeah.
It was right then and there. You sent it out, and
Oh no, I still had to go home and get it all together, but I had to at least mentally prepare myself for what I was gonna write. So that's why I just wanted to read the email.
Gotcha. So yeah, when you sent it out, it was a few weeks, almost near a month, maybe. I don't remember how long. And there was a few pilots that were aiming for it, but ultimately, you got contacted by Rapier himself, and I believe that was the moment your soul peaked, because I remember getting that message from you of how happy you were when he finally contacted you, and it was amazing.
It was also very nerve-wracking because at the same time I was closing up shop at work. So I get, my phone dings, and when I grab it and I see a message from Rapier, I'm like, ah! I freaked. I freaked out. So as soon as I got everything done, I rushed to my car, sat down, and I told him, like, hey, yeah, give me 30 minutes, I'll be home.
Gotcha.
So usually it takes me about 15 minutes to get home. I got home in 10.
She,
So
oh, well,
I
man,
didn't run any red lights. I didn't run any stop signs. I promise you, but I did speed a little
yeah,
bit.
just slightly, just
Yeah.
slightly. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. And you didn't hurt anybody. It's fine.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine, it's fine. um, but yeah, so the talks happened. Uh, you got the position. You were waiting for it to be announced. The moment you did, um, what was that feeling when everybody started congratulating you becoming the new training officer?
I felt accomplished because it was something that I had my eye on for a while, but I didn't feel like I would have a chance, especially when you look at how long Mont was in it. He was training officer for 10 years. So I didn't think his reign was going to be done that quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But when it was, and then I saw how many people were applying and how many rumors were going around about who applied, and I'm like, I'm a little insecure. All these other people have been around longer than I have. They had direct contact with Mont at some point, or they had previous experience with this stuff. I didn't. I just had a passion. So when I got chosen, it felt unreal, but at the same time, I felt very, very accomplished.
All right, on. So, real quick question. Now that you are the TO, the training officer, what are your plans for the Imperial University? Because I'm guessing it needs a lot of work.
Well, first and foremost, what we want to do is that we want to clean up what we already have. I've already run into some issues, especially with the system courses like for Hades, Gehenna, and all that stuff. And we want to make sure that the course notes are matching the answer keys.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we're going to have professors assigned to that, we're going to make sure that everything's up to date, that everything's cleaned up, and not only do the answer key match the course notes, we also have to make sure that both of those match with what's in the Imperial Wikipedia. So we want to make sure that it's all organized and cleaned up, and it's um, based and it's backed up by the wiki more than anything.
And that's
So
you're working with the LO, the logistics officer, Jax. We're with that, correct?
yes, he's the one who brought up the issues with the systems courses because he was going through it to make sure that the wiki matched up. So first, what we're doing is going through that and we're matching it with the Wikipedia pages. And if there's any discrepancies, we're going to be reaching out to Jax. We're just getting a list put together first, so that way we're not constantly bothering him every other day with a new problem.
Right,
It's
right.
mostly we just get it all together in one form and then we work on it together.
All right. And yeah, so you're working on just the systems for right now.
No,
There's
we're
a
working on everything. We're just
okay,
dealing one course at a time.
okay.
So, yeah,
So
we're making sure we're clean up before we start anything big or ambitious.
so first and foremost for the plans for the IU for the Imperial University cleanup, straight up cleanup and correction.
Basically, one of the courses that was really troubling me was multiplayer too. And we come to find out that course hasn't been touched since 2009, since before Mont took office.
Uh,
So that was very troubling.
as a
It gave me an aneurysm for like 2 seconds.
yeah, as I say,
But
my mask doesn't show it, but I'm doing a Michael Scott cringe right now.
oh, I wanted to cry.
I bet, I bet. But there's also hopefully new plans for new courses, or are you just gonna straight up replace multiplayer? Or is that even like in even the thinks right now? I can't even say the talks because it's not even talking yet.
Well, we're prodding the different avenues that we have that we can take going forward because we could either expand the subject and make it multiplayer 3 or just give it the basic corrections and keep it as multiplayer 2 because it's mostly based on like the X-Wing versus TIE Fighter and X-Wing Alliance
Hmm.
games. So we're seeing what we can do first. Like we're not touching it just yet.
Hmm.
We're just we're prodding to see what avenues we can take and what would be the best choice for us to go with.
Okay. Any other plans other than all of what you just discussed, or that's
Uh,
all?
we we are in the works of possibly working into the system a certification thing where, like, if you finish certain courses altogether, you can be certified as, with a specific title.
Hmm.
Maybe even get special permissions. Who knows? Like, we're still fleshing it out, but it's, you finish this amount of courses, you get a specialist in this or that, depending on what the category is. So, like, if you do, I think it's like 5 or 6 of the history courses, you get a specialist in history.
Now, is this a title that would that would oh wow, my brain went a little bit of a fart right there. Is this a title that would show up on the pilot's profile?
That's what we want. Yes, we do want to be able to showcase it because
Okay.
you also have to keep in mind that we did limit the amount of courses that show up on the ID lines just because of the sheer amount of courses that we have available. And if you do 100 courses, which is not impossible because we have like over 150, um, you would have all that on your ID line and it would be very cluttered. So instead, we chose to just show these specific courses that are pertaining to the TC itself and our main mission.
Mm-hmm.
However, with these certifications, you can still show off your achievements. Like, hey, I finished this many courses on this subject, so I'm a specialist in this. So it could be another thing to shoot for, just to have boasting rights.
Gotcha. Now, I know this is probably already a sore subject to a few people, but I'm sure many do want to hear: is the any of the IU courses going to be touched upon for this year's Raise the Flag competition?
Um, that would I would like to see the Imperial University more involved in all aspects of the Thai Corps, but right now, as it stands, it's too close to call just because it's less than 2 months away at this point,
Of course.
and it would have to be very heavily fleshed out where we make sure that everyone can, take part in it and be able to score with those points if it does count for that.
Mm-hmm.
And the other problem with that is you cannot retake courses that you already took. So if you already took a lot of courses, you don't really have much to do with that. You don't have much of a opportunity to participate in that. Don't get me wrong, like, it would be a great incentive to get these lieutenants that have been in limbo for so long to, go ahead and take TC Core as a start.
Of course. But
But
yeah, not right
until
now.
then, yeah, no. Like, I want to see it involved more often. Hopefully by Imperial Storm next year or Squad Remob for next year, we can see the Imperial University more involved, considering that we'll have more than enough time to work on something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, for this Race to Flag competition, I don't think we will be seeing the Imperial University involved in point making as far as the competition goes.
Which,
You can still take Imperial University courses and earn points towards your monthly squad evaluations, but
right.
anything past that for now is no.
Which very understandable. I mean, we just got the position. It's like trying to throw a broken engine and saying, "Hey, we need it done in like less than 2 months." Yeah, that's not happening.
Basically.
Yeah, very understandable. We just wanted to ask because I know everybody is wondering. Everybody's giving that eyeball emoji look, saying, when is it going to be?" And I figured this would probably be a good time for you to let everybody know. Which I think
Like,
everybody, I don't think,
eventually it will be, but for
yeah.
now, no.
Yeah, which I don't think anybody should have any reason to complain about that, especially since you just started. So
Yeah, no.
give it time, folks, and yeah, we'll see it in the future. All right, so another question that has come up quite often, because a lot of people have been now that you got your new rank, a lot of people have been coming to you with trying to pitch ideas and all that. So my question is, how should we approach you with ideas and pitches to the Imperial University?
Honestly, I just practice the open door policy. So if you have any ideas, any comments, critiques, anything like that, like even if you just like, dude, what is this? Like anything at all, you can just go ahead and send me a private message on Discord. You can send me an email. You really don't have to be formal. You don't have to think that I'm just gonna turn around and like yell at you. Like
Right.
my door's open. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything at all like that, you're more than welcome to approach and let me know, if I'm doing something right, if I'm doing something wrong, you have any questions, you have an idea, you want to pitch it to me, go for it. Because if I like the idea, I'm going to help you flesh it out. If I don't, I'm going to help you find, what could make it better so that we can work on that.
Right.
So honestly, to anyone who wants to, just really DM me if you have an idea, if you have any suggestions, comments, concerns, critiques, anything like that. Like, I promise you, I don't get mad.
Here you had it. Here you heard it, folks. Right now, if you have any ideas, pitches, whatever you want to see if you can help with the Imperial University for the Emperor's Hammer, let Sylas know. So another question that it's been in the somewhat in the works. Are there any plans on introducing any awards based on the Imperial University or its courses?
I would like to. I would very much like to eventually. Right now, considering how much work goes into bringing in a medal, if I am to introduce a medal at all, it would mainly focus on the creation and editing of the courses on the Imperial University. Because right now I can't take full credit for everything that's going on behind the scenes for the Imperial University. I have the entirety of the command staff to thank first and foremost. I also want to thank the training officer assistants as well as my new command attaché, Robert Hogan, who all have been doing tremendous work to make sure that the Imperial University not only stays afloat but becomes more modernized. And with that, I also need to thank the education committee, which I was able to put together with names such as Hansu, Atashi, Trigi, and many other people. You got Ice Snacks. You're in it.
Yeah, myself included. Yep.
If I'm missing anybody, I'm sorry. I'm having a brain fart, but you are all strongly appreciated for the hard work that you guys are putting into. They're helping me find discrepancies in the courses. They're very open-minded. They like to hear out ideas and they pitch to me their ideas as well. And it's been a very creative community. We've been very resourceful. We've been able to work out a lot of our issues, and I look forward to working with them. So if I do introduce a medal anytime soon, I would mainly focus on the creation editing effort that's going on behind the scenes first.
Right.
Kind of like the Medal of Tactician, where it has the different devices and ribbons, and that's if I'm able to do that. Because right now I'm more focused on just getting it fixed. Afterwards is when I'll focus on that.
So one more thing I would like to point out for the committee, because Marenta's calling out right now saying that's a whole lot of challenge people. I also like to add that the new attaché Robert Hogan is part of the TO office. We also have Aardvark, who's in there as well. Believe we also have Wookie, them Wookie Cheeks and Aisling.
I think it's Aisling.
Aisling.
I think it's Aisling.
I'm so sorry if I mispronounced it every way possible. I swear I will get it right.
Like I said, I was having a brain fart. I couldn't think of all the names that were in there. But
and it sucks.
We made sure we had at least one person from every ship.
And it sucks because Discord has that weird viewing update where after you get 1,000 members, it doesn't show all the offline people anymore. They just remove it, which sucks because it's like, great, now we can't actually find out again quickly, who is on the education committee. But she did promise to get every one few representatives on every ship. If I believe that was what you said, right?
Make sure to have at least one person from each ship. The reason there's so many people from the challenge is because most of these people approached me. I didn't approach them. Like before I even got training officer, a lot of these people, they heard about the project that I was working on and that I wanted to put together, and they approached me and said, "Hey, if you do get the training officer position, I would like to volunteer and become more involved because I do want to see this become to its full potential." So most of these people approached me first in my defense.
I'm actually just reading real quick. Apparently, Marenta thinks you have tusks in Newt's artwork. What? I mean, I'm looking. Yeah,
It's the beard.
it's a beard and the two openings of skin right before the goatee. Does that like little like T
Yeah.
upside down T form. I believe that's what you're saying, Marenta. It is not tusks on her character. By the way, once again, congratulations and amazing work to Lieutenant Commander Newt for the amazing podcast art, as always, updating the new background and obviously Sylas's design.
Yes.
She's still saying it's tusks. Of course. Discord should have retained total members that have access to the channel so you can see who is there. Yeah, you are right, Ranger. You are absolutely right. Yeah, that's the only other. Wait, don't bring Robert into this or Aardvark. I need more warrior and hammer people. Respect. They're in there. They in the TO office.
If anybody else wants to volunteer and become a part of this committee, feel free to DM me and I'll be happy to give you a shot. If that makes you feel any better.
Yeah. All right. That's really all I got. Questions wise, is there anything like you would like to add, talk about, anything at all?
No, not really. Like I'm just doing what I can day by day. It will be kind of a slow process because I do have a full-time job, and it's a physical labor job, so I do come home very exhausted every day. But
Yeah.
thankfully, with the committee and with my amazing training officer assistants and command attaché, everything's been going smoothly. And anything that happens within the next month or so, I want to give them full credit. I was just overseeing at this point, and they are doing an amazing job, and I'm very proud of them.
So another quick question. That was about the former TOAs, the training officer assistants. We had both Yoda, correctly? Pickled Yoda? And Mordecai. Mordecai. Did I say that right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Mordecai Wolf.
How are they doing?
They're doing all right. Yoda is mainly maintaining not the multiplayer, like the TIE Fighter, X-Wing Alliance, those type of courses, because that is his area specialty, being the tactical officer, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, no, he's doing great. Mordecai is doing his own thing in life, but all he really has to worry about is Squadron Management 5.
One of our biggest ones. Has he been keeping up to it? I'm sure he has, right?
So far, yes.
Okay. Another question I actually saw. So another big controversy. If it's still like in the talks, we don't really need to openly discuss it. But if you had any comments about SM5 itself, is there any plans on making another squadron management or updating the current one? Is there even anything we can say about that?
Personally, I think that I don't really have much of a say as what happened to Squadron Management 5. mainly because it is Mordecai's course and it pertains entirely to the TIE Corps. So it's also under Pliff's prerogative to what happens to the TC, to the SM5. So mainly what I have to do is just make sure that everything's correspondent with the course itself, make sure that everything matches, make sure that everything's correct. If they decide to do any changes at all, they would entirely be their prerogative. I just have to check the changes and make sure that everything flies well with it.
Okay. Okay. So, and then I'm sorry, you said it was Pickled Yoda that's doing,
The TIE Fighter courses, yes, and the X-Wing Alliance, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter.
any of that changing or being added on now with total conversion being part of the list of games as well?
Possible.
Possible.
It's very possible. I will have to get with him about that. But it's very possible.
All right, and
So we want to make sure we cover everything. We also have some of the committee members putting together courses for Star Wars Squadrons as well as EA's Battlefront 2. So we're slowly adding and modernizing. Like I said, we're mainly focused on the cleanup right now.
mm-hmm.
But we are putting some stuff together, and I also have an expansion coming up for the Empire at War course. We're going to be expanding into the Forces of Corruption gameplay as well with that one. But yeah, we're cleaning and we're modernizing.
Perfect. Alrighty. Yeah, that's really all I had. I know you're super tired, and I'm sure you have work tomorrow, don't you?
Oh, sadly.
Yeah. It is what it is. Like I said, we all have to work eventually. Sad as that has to be. I was gonna say any extra comments you want to give out to our viewers who are watching right now live, even especially Marenta, who apparently called you out saying you have tusks. I don't see it. I don't see it.
Well, like I said, my DMs are open if anyone has any questions, comments, or concerns. If you want to become a part of the education committee, voice your concerns, anything like that, my DMs are always open. You're not bothering me. You're not gonna bother me ever. Just be patient if I'm at work or sleeping. I'll get back to you either way. So just DM me if you have any concerns or anything like that, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I know usually in the past we had episodes go for 45 to an hour, but hey, we covered what we can, and even myself, we got work tomorrow. We got to get these out. But I will say, next week, hopefully, we will have Jax on the show, Rear Admiral, Bud Admiral, as he says, Rear Admiral. Jax hijacker the scene to discuss information on what's going on in the logistics office, and hopefully he won't be too freaking busy, because I know this week he had parenting duty, or how he says solo parenting duty. I salute you, sir.
Like Marenta's keeping him locked up.
Yeah, I mean that's also true. That's why she would call it the solo parenting. Nah, it's fine. We'll hopefully get him next week. If not, we'll figure out what to do. But Sylas, I want to thank you once again for showing up. I know, I know you sound tired. I didn't want to take up too much of your time. I know you wanted to get some rest before work tomorrow. But thank you for being on the show, and thank you for stepping up to the training officer's position. We in the entire EH desperately needed to get the Imperial University back on its feet.
Do my best.
Alrighty, and that's gonna be it for us tonight, folks. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I'm gonna briefly deafen and mute myself for a quick second. I'll be right back. Alrighty, and that's it, folks. Yeah, like I said, tried to stretch it out as best I can, but even I'm starting to get tired. I promise a better scheduling. Like I said, work has just been slowly devouring my time. But I know I'm stretching one out. Yeah, I promise the rest of season 2 will be better. And like I said, the better patches, the extra patches will be added, especially for Gamma Squadron, Sigma Squadron, and Raven Squadron. But anyway, folks, that's going to be it for me tonight. Thank you all for stopping on by. And I will see you next week on the next episode of the Airlock Podcast. Thank you, everybody, so much for stopping by. Sorry that it's VSD Stalwart patch. Sure, we'll see about that as well. All right, y'all have a great one. Take care. Bye-bye.